Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Today's subjects were donated to me on the strict conditions that I must review them, because he thought they were absolutely atrocious. Are they? Well, not really. But before we get to the comics themselves, let's talk about the world of Warcraft for a moment. Before you ask, no, I don't play it. But I used to. A while back, as a Christmas present, my aunt gave me several months free after I had expressed an interest in playing. It was an alright game, though it took me forever to get my damn horse, which is all I really wanted since traveling was slow. And don't get me wrong, we wouldn't be here if these comics didn't suck in some fashion. So what's the problem? Well, let's dig into World of Warcraft number 2 and number 3 and find out. The cover to number 2 is, well, bland. I mean really bland. Which is sad because it's penciled by Jim Lee, one of the best artists in the industry. But it's just a static shot of Conan the Barbarian here with two orcish beings behind him. We open to our protagonist, the amnesiac human warrior referred to only as Crocbait, forced into fighting a gladiatorial master since he's been captured and made a slave. Huh, I guess my Conan the Barbarian metaphor actually is accurate. I'm Haiku Steeledge, Pinkskin. Oh boy, let's jump right into it, shall we? First of all, who the hell just shouts their name in the middle of Linkara? Of a fight? Secondly, Pinkskin? What are you, Andorians from Star Trek Enterprise now?
The Pinkskins. Answer me, Pinkskin!
Pinkskin.
We're gonna see an elf in a second who's got pinker skin than the human. What the hell do they call her? Hot pink skin with a touch of auburn? Thirdly, Haiku Steeledge? Haiku Steeledge. My name is Haiku. Steeledge is my family name. Springtime comes and goes. I hear you don't even know your own name. But what's puzzling him is the nature of his game. Conan is able to whack the orcs across the face before quipping, I just hope he can spell yours. Y-O-U-R-S? Why would he need to spell... Oh, you cut me in half. Ah! We now meet our other main characters, Valeera the Blood Elf and Brawl the Night Elf. Valeera comments, Wicked! Wicked? Apparently 80s slang has infected the world of Warcraft. They talk for a bit about how Rhaegar, their master, sicked Haiku on them to force them to expect the unexpected. Yes, that seems like a wise tactic. Potentially wound your source of profit. I see why Rhaegar makes the big bucks. Our stalwart hero also wins Haiku swords, as is the rule of combat. Oh, so that's why enemies drop items and money when you defeat them in games. We cut to an armory called the Hall of Legends. By the way, get used to the names, folks. They never stop getting tossed at us, even though they're only there for like 2 pages. The weapons stored here come from every continent on Azeroth and the orcs' homeworld, Draenor. Wait, orcs are aliens? Oh, and look, apparently one of those legends is Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. Neato! Rhaegar says they can choose any weapon they want to carry into the arena for their next battle. Really? You're handing your slaves weapons before they actually get to the fight? For that matter, why are they still in armor and not imprisoned in some way? Are the slaves on the honor system? These, a set of orc daggers, long as swords and sharp as dragon's teeth, beautifully balanced. I like to loudly announce how awesome my weapons are. Look, a magic gun, wood finish with metal on top, aluminum, I think. I don't know. Beautifully, shooty. I choose a druid's weapon. And I choose you, Bulbasaur! Holy crap, this thing actually works! Conan sees a belt, which causes him to freeze and imagine Dr. Wily in armor. What's wrong with him? The belt must have triggered a memory. Don't worry, just a flashback. It'll be over in a minute. We cut to the group leaving aboard a zeppelin while more silly names are thrown at us. And only now are they actually wearing any kind of chains. The two elves continually argue, a fact commented on by a goblin. Two of your team are constantly bickering while the other stares into the distance and broods. You may have a problem there. I mean, with Cloud's sword from earlier and now this, it's looking more and more like a Final Fantasy game by the minute. In the area known as Feralis in southwestern Kalimdor lie the ruins of the ancient highborn city of Eldrathalis. Look, Walt Simonson, you're not Tolkien, and this is not Lord of the Rings. We do not need to know this information or these names. Airship fly to arena, people hit each other, that's all we need. Seriously, this goes on for several pages where we have background exposition. Nobody shuts up in this book. They're always talking about something and providing useless backstory. Also, the Night Elf turns into a bear. Huh. Among the random shouting from the audience, we also see more shouting about the pink skin. I'd just like to point out there's a guy with pink skin right there at the bottom of the panel. If you're gonna shout racial slurs, at least try to have them make sense.
Aren't orc blades a bit large for you, little human? Dance closer, troll. I think you'll find they're just about your size.
And Conan throws the sword right through the guy's neck!
Wait, I was wrong. They need to go 2 sizes up. If you hand me the sword back, we shall try again, little blue girly man.
Naturally, the crowd is still pissy about the whole thing, and Rhaegar just cashes in on them, betting against the human. By the way, we don't get any transition with this stuff. It's just fight, kill, next scene! Next match is a team battle, with our heroes versus a bunch of blue ogres.
They are bigger than we are, and stronger. We'll have to be faster and smarter.
No problem. For a second there, you had me worried.
This is serious, Valera.
Well, how are we supposed to know that without pink smoke coming out of somebody's forehead? So they fight, blah blah blah. It's seriously hard to comment on a fight when it's done in an alright fashion. Really, my only complaint is about Valera's armor. Of course, they decided to have her cleavage exposed and her armor riding up her ass like a thong. Because, you know, even when you're in a fight for your life, you need to show off what you got. After a while, the crowd finally gets around to supporting Conan, calling him Logosh! According to Rhaegar, it means Ghost Wolf. So, why don't they just say Ghost Wolf? And so our comic ends with a Tauren woman saying she wants to buy Valera so she can put together an all-female gladiator team. Why do I get the feeling there's going to be a lot of catfights in the issues to come? The cover for issue 3 is a little bit better, but not by much. We have Conan and Antlers Elf riding on the back of a giant blue bird while it fights a chimera. The painted style really works here, and I've got no complaints. We open to a splash page with lots more exposition for the previous issue.
The Gladiator Trio, owned and trained by the orc Rhaegar Earthfury, leaves as the new crowned champions.
Rhaegar Earthfury? These are like rejected Star Wars names. At this point, I would just like to point out that I'm changing my name to Awesome McBadass Powerfist. While the people continue to shout out plot points for no particular reason, we see this masked fellow stalking our heroes. Strangely enough, this man bears a striking resemblance to another Wildstorm character named Grifter. So apparently Grifter plays the game, which seems to work for him considering he's got more pouches on him than a Rob Liefeld sketch. Antlers Elf is sad that they have to leave Valera behind and say that he accepted Rhaegar's ownership of him because he trusts him.
You're saying you had a choice about your service to him? We, all of us, have choices.
Apparently I've been misled about the concept of slavery. It's all about choice and certainly not about losing your ability to make choices to someone else. While Antlers Elf tells Valera that they'll come back for her, Valera is skeptical about their chances and decides to break out herself. On board the dirigible, the two gladiators discuss the possibility of going into the Pools of Vision to try to restore Conan's memories. How dramatically convenient. Isn't this exactly what you think of when you think World of Warcraft? Emo warriors who have lost their memories? I always thought it was about leveling up, completing quests, and getting annoyed at that one boss who just won't die despite throwing the whole party at him. I must have been playing the wrong game. Meanwhile, Grifter reports to a silhouetted figure about discovering Conan. He gets some money for his efforts, and the silhouetted figure tells his servant to kill Grifter after he's left. Dude! Okay, seriously, man, you live in a world with magicians and sorcerers. They can do something about that face.
In central Kalimdor, on the northwestern plains of Molgor, lies the Tauren capital, Thunder Bluff, led by the mighty Chief Karn of the Bloodhoof clan.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
So yeah, more exposition about scenes we saw not 2 pages ago as Rhaegar arrives to buy a Tauren for his gladiator team. He also requests to have the gladiators go into the little memory pools, although why the hell he cares is anyone's guess. The Tauren warns them that there's some sort of cave elemental that's loose in the area, so it'll be dangerous. Since when has cave been an element? Back with Valera, she steals a wyvern, some kind of flying lion thing, and tries to escape with it. Under the cover of daylight on a big flying thing that will have a hard time navigating inside a forest with her captor right behind her. Yeah.
The late afternoon sun rims the mesas in gold as Magatha and her grim totem clan watch Logosh and Brawl cross the span to spirit rise and follow the path to the pools of vision.
That was all one sentence, by the way.
These caverns are astonishing, Brawl.
Well, they're mint-flavored, I guess. The two sit in the pool in a pose that makes me think they're sitting on a toilet, and Elf Antlers explains,
We sit and stare into the water and ask the pools for revelation.
Huh. Answer unclear, ask again later. The two start having flashbacks, with Elf Antlers continually seeing images of his daughter mixed with images of Valera, while Conan sees visions of a wife and son. All is not well, though. A hand starts to sift through the water, and Elf Antlers awakens to find something wrong.
Logosh, get out of the water!
Yes, our cave elemental has finally arrived!
Its voice is the voice of an avalanche. If there are words, Logosh does not speak its language. At least, not its vocal language. You killed my mother. You killed my father. You killed my people. You took my father's sword.
So, using the brilliant strategy of, hitting it, the cave elemental is defeated, and Conan explains to Elf Antlers that he's going to be leaving, since he apparently has people who need him as well as a son. Later they're brought to the tent of Hamul, another Tauren. There he explains the legend of the ghost wolf that Conan is apparently named after. It of course takes a full page to explain it, so I'll just sum it up. Wolfie dies, comes back as a guy who keeps on helping people out. There, done. Hamul gives Conan a gift.
Take it as a token of my thanks for destroying the elemental that disturbed our pools of vision. I am honored.
Ooh, a feather. Thanks. Why would I want gold or my freedom when I've got a feather? Huzzah! No, apparently the feather can glow, and it summons a hippogriff to come pick the two up. Meanwhile, Valera catches up with the group and spots them escaping, but has to hide when she sees Rhaegar sending goons after them. However, he knows that Hamul had a hand in letting them escape, and doesn't really care all that much if they're recaptured.
I knew this day was coming. A man is truly a prisoner only as long as he agrees to remain one.
Oh, so slaves and convicted criminals are only where they are because they want to be! And so our comic ends with Silhouetted Person instructing an assassin to murder Conan, but to do it subtly. Yes, because dead people are just so inconspicuous. These comics are just lame! The exposition is tedious, the characters are pretty one-dimensional, and the dialogue is forced and overly melodramatic. In the end, you'd get more enjoyment shelling out the $15 a month to play WoW than you would the $2.99 you paid for either issue.
Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. But what's puzzling you is the nature of my game.
Ho! Daye! We won again! This is good! But what is best in life? The open steppe, a fleet horse, falcons at your wrist, and the wind in your hair. Wrong! Conan! What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women.